So we've shot 2 short films on the Sony A7S III, but they were sort of on very minimalist rigs since the camera had just come out. But we've done some upgrades. Hi, I'm Jaco, and today we are going to be breaking down our brand new Sony A7S III rig. And most of it fits in this box. This is the B&W Outdoor Case Type 5000. And it all fits in here so neatly. So let's start with the camera. It's probably why you clicked on this video in the first place. I've put the Smallrig Sony A7S III cage on here, the full cage. You can see it goes all around. And what's really cool is that it has a little screw at the back here to just screw it into where the strap usually goes, and then the screw at the bottom. So it has those 2 points of contact within the cage, meaning that it's not going to move around ever. I've got these 2 little Peak Design strap things on here. So if I ever do want to add a strap for extra support, or maybe I don't want to use the monitor or whatever, then I still have these things. Next is the lens. So I've been using the Tamron 28-75 f2.8 for the past 2 years, I think. And I can tell you this, I never turn my camera on without my Tamron. So sometimes I do like to rent out primes just for, the occasional higher up job. But I've found that this range on this camera at f2.8 on a full frame rig is really good. You get a lot of bokeh, you get a lot of low light performance, and I mean, it's the Sony A7S III, you could just crank that ISO even more. And yeah, this is a perfect lens. I love this one. Next up is our monitor, and we recently bought the Atomos Ninja V, which is just amazing. So with the Sony A7S III, and I'm sure you're all probably already aware, you can shoot 4.2K ProRes RAW, which is insane. And it's 12-bit. Like internally, it's already 10-bit 422, but you can go 12-bit ProRes RAW. The footage is insane, okay? It's insane. It also records 4K DCI, opposed to the normal UHD that you get inside the A7S III natively. Now, this is usually not a big issue, but sometimes the client demands that it needs to be shot in true 4K and not just UHD. So to attach it to the camera, I've got this top handle with the Smallrig monitor attachment that just simply slides on this little NATO rail attachment that's on my cage, slides on there, and then you just lock it in place, nice and easy. And then that's super sturdy. And then to mount the Ninja onto the camera, it's really simple. All you need to do is line up the screw, and then you just twist the gear there until it's nice and secure. Cool, so that's already ready to go, ready to shoot. But I'm actually I like to add the wooden side handle from Smallrig, and it's the one that goes on the right side. Even though there's already a grip on the camera, it's just with the cage, it's nice to attach a whole separate handle just for the side. And it just goes in there nice and easy. It's got the Arri style locator pins. So it just screws in there nice and tightly. And then yeah, very sturdy as well. Cool. If you're liking this video and you want to help us get a handle on the YouTube algorithm, please consider smashing like. We'd really appreciate it. It really does help. Then you need to attach the HDMI cable. Now, the A7S III does come with this very cool little holder that, securely attaches the HDMI and the USBs. Problem is that with the cage, if you open up all the flaps here, like you usually would, the problem is, I don't know if you can see it there, this knob is actually too big, so it doesn't actually fit on there. So to fix that, I got the Smallrig HDMI attachment, and that just goes on the side here, and it's made for this rig, so you can see that the Arri locator pins here have some space to slide around, so you can adjust the position of the little clamp here to make sure that everything is secure and that it's not breaking or tearing your HDMI cable. Then my HDMI cable is a little bit long, so what I do is I plug it in on the side here, fasten it, and I just sort of from the middle wrap a little small loop, and then I've got this Velcro that I actually attach to the camera. Let me show you. So you can see there, I just fold the cable a few times, and then I put a little Velcro around the top handle to make sure that it doesn't get in the way while I'm shooting. And yeah, that's actually most of the rig. This camera is ready to go if it's just a run and gun style thing. I rarely would build it out to more than this. It draws quite a bit of attention. But if you subscribe right now, there's more. Just click that button, just click it. All right, let's move on to the next one. And there we go. How's this? It's a little bit better, isn't it? Now it looks like a cinema rig. So now when you're walking down the street and you want to look like you're shooting a movie, this looks like we're shooting a movie. You know what I mean? It does have a follow focus, which is very handy. Obviously the Sony A7S III has amazing autofocus, but if we do want to go manual, it's right there. I've attached a thread here to the focus ring. I wouldn't really go manual focus on the Tamron because it's a focus by wire system, so your focus points are never really the same. It depends on your velocity. So it's not the best for manual focus pulling, but it's a very nice lens for just autofocus. So this is actually a pretty cheap matte box. It's only there really to block out some sun flares from your lens. It doesn't even have a little sock to go over the lens to keep light from coming in through the back. So you would definitely want to fix that or just put something over there. And it doesn't even take filters. You know, this is literally just for show. So if I do need some filters, I've got these two from Benro. This one is just a normal polarizer. You know, just sometimes if it's cloudy or whatever and you just want to adjust some of the light, you know, it's there. But I've been using this Benro VND variable ND filter a lot when I'm shooting during the day. It's a 3 to 9 stop variable ND. However, it's really only usable up to like 5 stops and then you start getting those X's. But if you zoomed in with the lens, then, you know, you can still use the center of the image. So, you know, it comes with its pros and cons. But I can just add that to our rig. And there you go. This is our full cinema rig. I can't wait to actually get out there and shoot with this again. So we can put our tripod base plate on here, slap it on there, go shooting, you know, it's gonna look amazing. But I'm not done yet. There's one more thing. So this rig actually transfers really well to a gimbal. Let's move over to that. Okay, so we've got the DJI Ronin SC. Now, obviously this rig isn't gonna fit on this gimbal. So we're gonna have to strip it down. Okay, so we've got the camera on here now. It's balanced, it's nice and ready. So you'll see I got this little attachment here on the side of the Ronin SC. It's from Smallrig, and it's basically just an attachment for the Ronin and then also a little NATO rail. And onto the NATO rail goes another NATO rail, also made by Smallrig. Yeah, it actually rotates forward and backward. I don't know if you can see that. And then we've got this attachment also from Smallrig, which technically can also just fit onto the cage here. If you don't want to put the top handle, you maybe just want to use the side handle with your monitor. That's perfectly doable as well. I mostly only use it on the gimbal because I like to have a top handle. And then Atomos just comes on here, attaches on there nicely. And then, you know, just plug in your HDMI and then just twist these cables a little bit. Obviously you need a lot of slack for the gimbal to actually work. But yeah, you could just choose an amount of slack that you want and then tie the rest down. And there we go. Got the gimbal set up with the monitor and it's really easy to just go and shoot. Another thing that I've noticed, which is really nice, is if you set the Atomos to record RAW, right? Instead of just using it as a monitor, then you actually have two monitors. Now, a lot of you might know that as soon as you plug in an HDMI cable into most Sony mirrorless cameras, the screen just goes black, right? And you can't use it at all. You have to use your monitor. And then it has all of the display things on there and it's like cropped a little smaller and, you know, you lose all of the touch functionality. When you set your Atomos to record on RAW, you actually get two monitors, which is amazing. And then with the Atomos HDMI out, it could actually be 3 monitors or 4 monitors because you can go out from there, or you can attach your Teradek out from the Atomos and through to the director, and the director doesn't have to look at all the little, you know, f2.8 or whatever else is on the display. So yeah, that is our Sony A7S III rig, well, both of them, the gimbal rig as well as the handheld or tripod rig. If you liked this video, then please remember to smash that like button before you leave. And also, we put out a lot of these kinds of videos around filmmaking and cameras and editing and stuff like that. So if you like that kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you have any other suggestions on how we could improve our rig, please leave them down there in the comments. We try and respond to all of them. But until next time, go out there, stay safe, and make your movie.